folks, welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, friends.
We're
about to get started. And Jeff, you got some awesome internet there, so we got an exciting show for you tonight. So I'm going to jump right in and get things started so we can knock this out. Today's show, of course, is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And the views, thoughts, opinions expressed by the Treasure Talk guests and members belong solely to the guest and member, and not necessarily to Myers Metal Detectors, Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, or Jeff Bonin. And of course, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of metal detecting and treasure hunting and educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And boy, do we have a nice show tonight.
Yes, we do. Of course, we have a lot of those, but this one is an extra special one. A lot of you folks saw us in the Cauldron Saturday at the shop. And I have to tell you, our heart goes out to you. Thank you so much. We had over 100 people show up for Fisher Days at Myers, and it was hot.
Yes, it was.
But I tell you what, you got to hand it to Fisher. They were there. They stepped up. They had detectors. We were giving away swag. People were winning door prizes, all kinds of stuff. It was just a great day. Plus, a learning experience that you had to learn about one of the best great American companies, Fischer, First Texas Products. And then, of course, you got to meet Russ. He's our liaison with Fisher, and you couldn't want a much better one. He's just outstanding. And you got to meet Jeremy Mann from Finding Alabama. Yes. So that was another good time today. So tonight, Russ is with us tonight. We're talking about the Impulse AQ for those that couldn't make Fisher Days. And I think all those that did make Fisher Days and got their hands on it were blown away. I know I was. I got to use it on the beach a little bit Sunday morning with Russ while we were dodging the dead fish in the red tide. But, so I can't wait. Mine should be here in a couple weeks. But anyway, so what we're going to do now, let's bring Russ on and get it going, shall we?
Absolutely.
Let's bring in Sir Russell. There you are, Sir Russell.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great.
Good.
Russ, and thank you for coming to our event. It just was awesome. I know we had some major heat, but it was good seeing the folks out there. And thank you all the folks who came out and made it such a success.
Yeah, thank you guys for hosting that event. We were super excited to be there. It was such a great time to not only meet you and Jeff, but to really get out there and meet all the great customers and metal detecting fans and friends. Fisher just had an amazing time, and we were honored to be there. So thank you for putting that together. Much appreciated.
Yeah, I made a mental note to myself to do it in a cooler month the next time. So we'll do that. But I was very happy with the people coming out, and I know they had a lot of questions of Fisher products. And I know we're going to talk about the detector first. Oh, yeah, we got our Fisher shirt on. I managed to score some swag. So did Jeff. But we're going to talk about Fisher products tonight, of course, the new detector. But let's talk about first off, this guy right here.
Yeah, our F Pulse.
Yes, I sold, I think, 7 of them yesterday or Saturday. So people were impressed. Why don't you tell a little bit about it real quick?
Well, first off, congratulations to those 7 people. I think you've got the best pinpointer that's out on the market right now. I'm not just saying that because I work for Fisher. I've been metal detecting for 20 plus years now, and that honestly is just a very good pinpointer. It took us a while to get into that market, but when we did it right. That design there is by Carl Moreland. He's the engineer that designed the F Pulse. That name might sound familiar. He did the TRX for Whites. He also did the V3i. He is just an outstanding engineer. And that unit that you showed, the F Pulse, is a pulse induction unit. What makes that really neat is, one, it's the most powerful unit that I know of right now. I hunt, it has 3 levels. I hunt with it at number 1 just because it is so darn powerful. But it runs off of 2 AA batteries. We did cost comparison when we made that pinpointer, and we show that versus a regular 9-volt pinpointer, a unit that uses a 9-volt battery, it costs 1/8 the cost to run that. It will run on rechargeable alkaline, rechargeable lithium batteries, as well as just your regular old, alkaline Duracell Energizer, something like that. We definitely tell people to stay away from the cheaper dollar store batteries, because that unit is very powerful, being pulse induction. Right. It needs a good battery. But yeah, I mean, with pulse induction, that unit is just outstanding in the salt water. If you want to take it in the salt water, it's really good in mineralized ground. So if you've got some hot ground, if you're hunting an area that has some of that red dirt, that clay, that unit will see right through it. If it does act up a little bit, it's got a ratchet retune. So just a quick tap of that button and it'll retune to the environment that you're in.
Yeah, so that's an awesome product. But I know Jeff and I, we don't take our pinpointers on the beach, but so many newer detectors, they want a pinpointer, and that's the complaint I hear the most is they take theirs to the beach. I'm using my long handle scoop, so I kind of steer away from that, but they want them to work there on salt water. And they're always complaining that their other brand of pinpointer it just goes crazy when they hit the wet salt sand. So that fixed that issue there. So that's going to be a hot seller. All right. Sure. I guess we'll get started. Jeff, are you ready to get started, buddy?
I'm ready.
Okay, because I know we've got a lot of questions, and I'm just going to read through some of them, and it looks like some people are trying to send me some over the computer right now.
That must be Joe.
Oh, yes. Joe, actually, he's got the first question. We'll knock this one out. We'll probably have to repeat it several times. But Joe Busy is asking, when is Fischer going to come out with a multi-frequency waterproof detector like the other brand?
Yeah, that is a very good question. I can't give you a date. I wish I could. I wish I could have said, hey, it's tomorrow. That's not the case. I will tell you that we have at least 10 of our engineers working on the multi-frequency right now. It is a priority, but before that, we've got the Impulse AQ coming out, and possibly another lighter, faster, wireless type single frequency prior to that multi-freq. But it is coming, I promise you.
Okay, Joe. So you heard it here first. It's on its way. We just don't know exactly when.
I want one.
You got one, Jeff?
I want one.
You want one? Well, we all want one, because Fischer, I think I was reading, or you said it was founded in 1932. Is that correct?
1931. Yep.
1931. Yep. Yeah. So they're the oldest U.S. manufacturer of metal detectors.
Yeah, if you look on our website, there's a great picture of Dr. Gerhard Fischer, who founded Fischer Research Labs. And he is right next to his mentor and one of his friends, and that is Albert Einstein. So Dr. Gerhard Fischer was a very smart man with some very smart friends, and there's a lot of history behind the company. Not only are we the oldest and longest operating metal detecting company in the United States, but we're the oldest operating metal detecting company in the world.
Interesting. That really is. Now, you had mentioned that one of the White's engineers helped you guys with this. Now, is he working with your company now?
Yes, Carl Moreland came over in about 2014 as chief of engineers, and he is working on a lot of products right now. He's definitely big on the Impulse AQ side. We have Alexander Tartar, who is the main and probably 99% of the engineering with that Impulse AQ. But Carl Moreland is also very much involved in that, and also working on a new pinpointer, as well as some security products as well.
Okay. All right. Well, let me keep going down my list here. And this one is from Metal Detecting Brooklyn. And he says there's some really nice advances that he's reading about of the F Pulse. How compatible is it with other metal detectors?
See, that's the really neat thing about this unit, and really the I guess advantage to being late to the pinpointer game, because Fischer was late to the pinpointer game, but that advantage that provided us, it provided us the opportunity to look and see, okay, what are some of the shortcomings of some of the other pinpointers that are already out there, and one of those was cross-talking with certain different machines. So
Right.
what we did, or what Carl did, was he programmed in 16 offset frequencies on that pinpointer, on the F Pulse and the Tech Point. And so what you can do is, if you have crosstalk between your machine and your pinpointer, no matter what machine you have, you can set that, you can find one of those 16 offset frequencies will run silently with your metal detector.
Awesome.
So it's compatible with everything.
With everything. That
Yes,
is
sir.
an important feature. And let's keep going with it then. It looks like a lot of these are about the pinpointer. So that's a hot item right now. And
Good.
I know. I guess we should talk about the new detector, because I was very impressed with the new Impulse AQ, and I was impressed with your showing the gold ring and the nail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very impressive display there doing that. But let's talk about that for a little bit. We'll get off the pointer for a second. Now, you have some of the limited edition that you're finishing that up, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So this unit is going to be available again soon in the limited edition. The limited edition is kind of like a hybrid beta. You have to contact the company direct, and there are some things you're going to get some paperwork explaining, what happens when you buy this limited version. But it is available as a limited version, but the full non-limited version is due to come out here very shortly.
Awesome. And that's the one we'll stock at the shop. So I'm hoping shortly is rather short.
I'm right there with you. It's right there. There's just a couple of adjustments that are being made. One of the great things about this limited version was it gave us the opportunity to field this unit in a very similar package as to what the full version is that you guys are going to be selling. And then we made changes, man. When you saw, hey, the dealer or the customers would say, we had this problem, we had that problem, we would stop, we would redesign, we'd get that fixed, and all that information is going into the non-limited version, which is the version that you guys will be selling.
Awesome. That way you're not rushing a product to the market and then have an unhappy customer. So
it's something that we just don't do. We have moved slowly, but we move purposefully, and we have a mission. And the mission is to field a unit that right off the bat has very few bugs.
Absolutely. And I'm going to keep going down my list of questions. Jeff, if you have to jump in anytime, just holler. But this one is from Wendy Krause, and she's asking, what are the top 3 important things a new metal detector should know about metal detectors to locate jewelry? So give us your thoughts on that, Russ.
Boy, I guess the first thing to know is you just don't give up. You see these YouTube videos out there, and these guys are everything they dig is amazing. Well, they're not showing you the hundreds and hundreds of trash targets. So first off, just have tenacity, keep swinging. They're digging just as much trash as you are. Secondly, you've got to move slow. There's that old adage, and especially when it comes to beach hunting and when you're in the water, slow, slow and low. So move slow and purposefully in the water. And honestly, another thing I think, especially on the beach, especially if you're looking for some of those small, low conductors, is really dig everything. If you can get a repeatable signal, hit that, because chances are, it could be a very good target that somebody else didn't dig because they were too choosy. So that would be my three. I'm not the best jewelry hunter. I'm more of a relic hunter, but those would be my three top things to know.
Absolutely.
The first thing that they need to do for a new detectorist with a new detector and looking to find jewelry or anything else is read the manual.
Read the manual, absolutely.
This is true. Yes.
Many people will turn their discrimination way up and take out half of the gold targets. And so read your manual and learn your detector. That's really important too. All righty. Well, this question here we've already answered probably 5 times, so I'd like to repeat it anyway. And it's from the Detection Show with Johnny O. Does Fischer have a pinpointer that does well in salt water? My current pinpointer works very well in the dry and water, but always falses in salt water. So we've already. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, Johnny O, great question. We do. We have the Fischer F Pulse. It's a pulse induction unit. It's waterproof to 6 feet. It will work outstanding in the salt water because it's pulse induction. So the salt water will not mess with it like a VLF type pinpointer.
Absolutely. So that's the answer for salt water. And for digging, like in Culpeper and the red clay, it will work anywhere. Hey, just a side question here real quick, Russ. How is your production with this COVID thing? Have you guys experienced delays in your manufacturing of your products? Because I know you make them all there.
So yeah, unfortunately we have. Thankfully, our management, Mr. Walsh, Tom Walsh, the owner of the company, he mitigated a lot of that because we have had issues in the past. So he stockpiled a lot of stuff, but this COVID stuff has been going on for quite some time. So we are just now starting to feel that. There are a couple items that are on back order for 15 to 20 days. It's just kind of the nature of doing business, not only in the metal detecting business, but almost in any manufacturing field right now. So yeah, we are definitely starting to feel it a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's going to be this way for a little while longer too. Mm-hmm. All righty. Well, how's this question? This is a good one. This is from Dig in Florida with Bill Gross. What is the difference between the different tone detector, I guess a multi-tone detector, and the pulse detector? I guess he's talking about your new pulse.
So our new pulse, the Impulse AQ, has 2 different types of tones. It's got a multi-tone, which is when you jump into that tone range. And it also has a all metal, which will just be a single tone. So the Impulse has several different tones. You've got like what I call a squawk when you hit the iron. We've got a high tone for the gold because it's geared towards gold. And then for a high conductor like silver or coins, you actually get a mid-tone. So it's a little bit different than what most people are used to. I don't know if that answers his question, but.
Yeah, with the pulse, it used to be, not with your pulse, but it used to be a pulse, you had the same tone.
Yeah.
For everything. Iron, gold, silver is all going to be the same. So this is a new technology that you've got different tones so that people are able to discriminate out the iron correct?
Yeah, exactly. And you can even go one step further with this unit. You can hit the mute, or you can go into mute mode, and that has an iron mute. So what it'll do is, I show this I showed it at the event.
Mhm.
I'll let people hear what the nail sounds like, and then I'll take a gold ring, let them hear that, and then I'll take 3 nails, cross it in, through, and over
Right.
the ring, wave it there. They can hear the ring and the nails when I'm in tone. I switch it over to mute. I do the same thing. It gets rid of the iron, and all you hear is the gold at that point. So it's zero iron masking. There is absolutely no iron masking. But get back to your question. We can discriminate out iron with this machine, and that's never been done before in a pulse
Right,
induction.
not with the pulse.
Yeah.
And I know with pulse detectors in gold prospecting, there's a lot of iron in the ground too around gold nuggets. So I know from reading your website that you're going to be having a separate detector eventually coming out for gold impulse for gold prospecting.
Yeah, for the gold and the relic side of things, I think it's going to be a game changer. I do enjoy beach hunting, but as I said, I'm a relic hunter, by nature, and I am really excited for that to come out. Not only because I think it's going to change the game, but I just want to get that in my hands and go relic hunting some spots that are full of iron, because I honestly believe that more targets are hidden by iron masking than they are by depth.
Yes, absolutely.
Speaking of depth, Mark Friorella off of YouTube wants to know, how deep does the Impulse AQ go?
So on a gold ring, just a regular men's band, something like I'm wearing, nothing extremely chunky. In the salt water, you can expect 19 inches on something like that. Now on a high conductor, you're not going to get as much depth because this is tuned for gold. We pretty much say, hey, don't dig more, just dig more gold with this unit. So on a gold target, you're gonna look at about 19 inches. I would say anywhere from the 11 to 12 inches on a silver ring.
That's awesome, the depth on that. Getting back to the relic hunting, I did one of the DIB hunts, and it wasn't Culpeper, it was a Union campsite. And I was amazed at the number of nails in the ground.
Yes.
From digging in Florida, you don't experience that unless I guess you're on the fort site, then there'll be some. But it was just like every foot was another nail. It just was, to me, that was just really, really crazy. And
especially with a pulse unit, it's tough when you're in that type of environment.
Yes.
I have a bunch. First of all, everybody wants Russ back.
Oh, everybody
But
wants
they
you.
want in cooler weather.
Everybody wants you to come back, Russ, in cooler
And
weather.
I'm getting off.
Well, I would love to, and I will be back.
Okay. And then you had another question from Facebook?
I've got a few. Most of them, Mark wants to know the price for the F Pulse.
The F Pulse price, that guy is $129. So right in there, competitive with other units. So that's an awesome pinpointer if you guys want a pinpointer that works in the salt.
And Tim Naylor wants to know how long the batteries last.
How long does the batteries, once again, are double A's in this, and a good double A battery, do you know how long it's going to last for us?
Yeah, you're going to get about 20 hours on an alkaline AA. If you're using rechargeable batteries, you're going to get about 13 hours on it.
Okay.
Ooh,
Awesome. Well, you're turning it on and off, so it might
Yeah.
be longer than that, too, I imagine.
Or if you're like me and you have a hard time pinpointing something, you're not a very good pinpointer, it might last a little bit shorter because you're using it so much.
Yeah, it depends on how you are with your pinpoint.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, I've got some questions here on the new Impulse AQ. The weight and buoyancy of the detector. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So, it's about as it sits right now with the 12-inch coil, it's about 4.2 pounds. I have heard data on the buoyancy, and I can't for the life of me remember that. Rather than make something up and have to come back and correct it later, I won't answer that, but I will get some answers and get back to you on that. I will tell you that it does not sink to the bottom when you let go of it in the water. It will float. You'll have that rear end up in the air.
Yeah.
Or up in the water.
And I mean, that detector, nobody needs to worry about it being heavy, because it is so well balanced.
It's balanced.
At least with the limited, I know in the full production model will be as well, because I was out on the beach with my Equinox, and then I was using the Impulse AQ, and it was just so light and well balanced that the Equinox even felt a little heavy, and the Equinox is a light detector. So
yeah, our engineers really
way balanced.
Yeah, our engineers we have just such a fantastic group of mechanical engineers, and we spend a lot of time in ergonomics and balance. So all that new stuff that comes out of First Texas, just like the F75, the T2, the G2 Plus, the F19, that sort of thing, they're very well balanced units.
Extremely well balanced. And I'll say this, the displays are the best, because the numbers are, even on the lower end units, the numbers are so large, it's real easy to see. So Fischer
exactly
doing the right thing there, because we're all three of us on this screen here have got glasses on.
Yep.
So as we get older, we start losing our eyesight. So it's nice that they have the nice big numbers on the land detectors too.
For sure.
But the folks are wanting to know if you have video that they could see from the event.
A video of the event. Jeff has probably posted some video images on Treasure Talk, haven't you, Jeff?
I have, what little bit I was able to get. You have to realize, folks, I'm an old broken down relic. I can't see, and I tried to do it outside, but I couldn't see the computer screen. So I don't know. I could have been clicking anywhere.
Yeah.
And who knows what would have come across. So we did what we could do.
Yes, we did, and there's a bunch of pictures posted, and I'll post some too. But it was a hot day, so I'm sure it was bright on your camera or computer screen, Jeff. So that's why we might not have as much as people like. But let's see here. That's the next question. What is Fischer doing in the area of ergonomics with detectors? This is from Gary Gross too. And ergonomics is an important issue for a selection of the older you get, or anyone with shoulder issues.
Mm-hmm.
I think in tune with that. I'd say that.
Yeah, I think that's very important to us. It has been for a lot of years. I think if you grab any of our units that are in production right now, you will see that. I think we demonstrated it well with the Impulse AQ being a little bit heavier, being pulse induction, as those units will be. It's balanced very well. So that is right up there with performance. Performance is always the number one thing, but ergonomics is right there as well, because if the unit works, but it's such a chore to swing, that's not very good there. So we try to make sure that that we have great ergonomics.
Okay, I've got a couple questions here, and the one is how we covered already. How heavy is it? And that's you said 4.1 pounds roughly.
Yeah, 4.2. Mm-hmm.
4.2, and actually in the water, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you want it to have a little bit of weight to it to keep you there stable. So that's not an issue. And I picked it up and held it, and it's balanced very well, folks. So that's not an issue. How about the other coils it comes with, you can get different coils for it?
So yeah, right now we have the 12-inch coil. That's the standard coil for that unit, but it will also come with an 8-inch coil. We are entertaining some other sizes as well, but for sure, right now we have the 12-inch and the 8-inch coil on that unit.
All right, Jeff, you had a question, buddy?
Yeah, we had a couple questions come in off YouTube from Lawnmower Man 219. He wants to know if there's any way you can get a field trip up to tour the Fischer factories. Do they do that kind of thing, Russ?
On occasion we do. I think the best way to do that is email me. My email is russ@frsttx.com. So that's Frank Robert Sam Tom X-ray.com. Let me know. And then if I'm in the area, I can let you know when I'm in the area and I can get you a walkthrough. We definitely don't want to pull those engineers out, to have to give tours, which is usually what happens a lot because they're the guys that understand the product the best. But email me, let me know, when you want to do that. And if I'm in the area, stop on by. I'll take you through and walk you through the factory. And I'm glad he asked that because we have a 120,000 square foot factory there in El Paso, Texas. It's a brand new facility that was just built in 2018. It's just a beautiful, beautiful factory.
Yeah, we had a couple other questions, and we touched briefly on this when we were talking, and I know Phil and I have talked about it a little bit. With Fischer, I think if you can elaborate a little bit, Russ, on the products that are suitable to the females, the ladies, because the ladies are making up a huge, huge amount of the detecting crowd, and they want detectors, and a lot of the Fischer detectors are kind of geared where they're not. It's not all geared towards men, correct? There's a lot of them that look really good for the ladies that get top performance as well. Can you expound on that a little bit?
I think it comes down to we try to make a unit, no matter what unit it is, we try to make it best for just about anybody that can get it. I think sometimes with females, you run into some issues with upper body strength. So that's where the weight and the ergonomics balance comes in. So we make sure to do that. We just are really trying to be inclusive when it comes to physical stature, whether you're male, female, whether you're 6'3", or whether you're 5'2", something like that. We have different rods, accessory rods. We have an extra long rod for somebody like Phil, who is a tall guy, versus somebody like my wife, who is a little bit shorter. She would probably use the short rod, where Phil would probably have to have one of the longer rods because he's got longer arms, longer legs.
You'd have to have two of them.
No, that's not the case. But that is good, and it benefits everybody because even the big guy would rather swing a detector that's ergonomic and lighter. So by making it where the ladies can use it, benefits everybody. So that is cool that Fischer does that. And I know you have quite a few influencers. One who's been on our show is Liz, and I think now she's using the F75, isn't she?
Yeah, Liz is. We love Liz. She's just such a she's a bright person, always positive. She knows what she's doing, and actually, to be honest, Jeff had talked to me about her, and I really took a look at that channel, and I saw how engaged and how reactive her community was, and it was a no-brainer. Yeah, we like Liz a lot.
And
when you're dealing with class and elegance right there.
That's right.
All righty, Will, I've got to keep the conversation going here. Now, this one is an interesting comment from Rick Tumbleson. He was at the event, and he said, I had the AQ in my hands, and the unit was insanely deep on his air test of the gold band. When he waved the nails in front of the coil and there was no response, but then added the gold ring to the nails, it hit hard and deep. Absolutely fantastic gold hunting machine. So that's, and I know Rick has hunted for quite a few years and with other products, so I'm sure he's probably going to be interested in that unit too. So
it just really does. That Impulse AQ does what no other machine has done in the past, and I think very few are going to be able to do here in the near future. One thing I do with that machine is I always tell him, but I don't care what detector they have, whether it's one of ours, whether it's somebody else's, I show them that little test that I did, 15, 20 times at your event, and I challenge them, hey, use your detector and show, show me this. And I'm not trying to, what I'm trying to show is how cutting edge this detector is compared to what is currently out there. And there's some great technologies out there, but this one is just, just an amazing step forward.
Yes, absolutely. Now, Russ, have you tried that with the rusty bottle cap and the gold ring? Will it do the same?
It will. That's tough, but yes, it's going to take a trained ear and somebody who understands how to set that machine up. So what I'm saying is, the more you use it, you will be able to do that, but it takes knowing the machine and then also having a trained ear to that. To be honest, I have not yet gotten to that level, but our tester in France can do it every single time. I watch him, and I watch his videos 5-10 times a week, and I watch him IDing crown caps or bottle caps because I'm just trying to pick up on what he does. So it can definitely be done, but that's a tough one. So it's going to take a little bit of time.
It's going to take some time to learn, and I'm sure there's some that you're never going to get because, like, they'll have them wrapped in the aluminum foil. That's gonna kill them on that. That's just no way, because you're hearing that foil and the iron. So that's a tough one there. So it's good to know that when the user develops their ear, they can knock that out too. Okay, so Jocelyn just got a question on Facebook. Who could they call? The people call at Fischer if they had a question on the operation of the detector. Would that be you, Russ?
What detector? I'm sorry. Any detector?
Yeah, let's say any detector at Fischer.
Yeah, I would call the main line, and if there is a technician available that they feel can answer that question, they will patch them through to a technician. If not, they'll patch you through to me. Again, I gave my email. My email is russ@frstTX.com. If you have any questions and you don't need to talk to somebody right off the bat, but you want to get a response, email me, and I'll do my best to answer that question. If I can't, I know our machines very well, but nobody knows everything. So if I can't, I will get with the technicians and or the engineers and get an answer for you.
And we'll post that your email and contact information on the page.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Russ, you said you're into relic hunting. So what is your favorite relic hunting detector?
Well, I use two, depending on the scenario. So I think my number one go-to is the T2. I use the T2, and that is for about 90% of the grounds. If I get into some really heavy iron, then I go to a G2 Plus, and instead of running the 11-inch double D, I'll run our 12x5 closed face coil on that one. So two detectors, T2 and G2 Plus.
T2 and G2 Plus. And what is your favorite relic that you've done?
Oh boy, I've been all over the world. I'm blessed with a job that lets me go all over the world. But I am a big fan. Growing up as a kid, I loved the old John Wayne cavalry movies. So I am a big fan of Indian Wars artifacts. So anything. I guess my favorite one was I can't remember the name of it now, but it's their cavalry helmet, their dress cavalry helmet, and on the sides they had these little hangers, and they had a little button on the side that had a cross sabers on it, and it would hold the brass chains that would hang off of those helmets. So I found that hanger, and to me that was just that was my favorite one ever. But yeah, like I said, I'm just nuts over Indian Wars relics. So
cool. Okay, let me keep going down my list here. And like I said, Jeff, anytime you need to jump in, just jump in. And this one, I guess, is from Europe. It's Lubero Iberio. I would like to know if it's going to be sold in Europe.
It will, yes. And that's a good question, because of the limited is only being sold through the factory right now, but the non-limited will go through regular dealer distribution chains, which means it'll be available in the US, it'll be available in Europe and the UK.
Awesome. All righty. So then I've got one here from Justin Ingram, and he says, "How does the discrimination, I guess this is on the new Impulse AQ, really add up on this machine? There's a lot of claims. How's it work? You've used it."
Yeah, fantastically. I mean, it's, if I was hoping he didn't want to have like an engineering type discussion, because I don't know how it works that way, but I will tell you 99% of the time, especially when you jump into tone mode, you know whether you're digging an iron target or whether you're digging a non-ferrous target. That one exception is what you had talked about before. Some of those rusty bottle caps, those still trick me. So it's fantastic what it does. It just blows my mind how good it is at discriminating.
Yeah. And I think the rusty ones, imagine if they've been in the ground a long time, they're going to probably be easier. It's just that new one with that aluminum foil wrapped over.
True. Yeah.
That's going to drive people crazy. But that,
well, the thing with it is too, I didn't use it for very long, and it's not going to have a huge learning curve like people think, because you put down 2 or 3 things. Like I dug a couple tent stakes, and then Russ threw his wedding ring down there, and you can tell the difference. And then a few minutes later, there were more tent stakes, and I could identify them. And coins sound a lot different than the tent stakes and the gold. So it's not going to take you that long to really come up to speed if you are a tone hunter.
Right.
Yep.
They'll learn it, and they'll do it that way. I guess similar like one of my favorite detectors, that CZ21. It just has 3 tones, and it makes it easy for the detectorist. And I'm sure this will be similar. Just your tones are opposite now. The gold
exactly.
Is tone, because you're listening for those high tones now.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because the beach hunting that I have done has always been with that CZ21. And I did a lot in California, a lot in Hawaii, and when we started pushing that Impulse AQ out the door, I was like, I'm never leaving my CZ21, because it's such a good machine. And now that I've been out with that Impulse AQ, I have to say that I really like that Impulse AQ. I'm keeping my CZ21 forever, because it's just hard to beat that machine.
Absolutely. Well, this one is from Len Epstein. He's asking about the warranty. What kind of warranty does the detector have?
So it has a 2-year warranty.
2-year warranty, and then also the depth rating of the detector.
So this unit right now is at 1 meter or 10 feet for 4 hours.
10 feet for 4 hours. Now, so that means if you're just walking and you're in 3 or 4 feet of water, you could be in it for 4 hours. At, let's say, chest deep, 8-10 hours, no problem there. As long as you can hunt. We're talking submerged to 10 feet. If it never came above 10 feet, it's waterproof for 4 hours at that depth. But the fact that it's going to be arm length, or up around your waist, it's really, if you're in, shoulder deep, your water, that unit's only in at about 3 foot of water. So you can hunt all day with that. Yep. So you hear that, Jeff? You can hunt all day, my friend.
Yeah, I have. I've been known to do that.
I know you have. You can hunt longer than I can.
I get the mumbles man with me. We don't know when to stop.
Yeah. They don't. They just keep going and going. I guess that little banner is going by there, so we must be going to draw a name, huh?
Yeah, we are. I think we're 3/4 way through the hour, and it seems like we just started.
Absolutely.
So much good information. So what Russ has done is they are giving away, as you know, the F Pulse pinpointer, the best pinpointer on the market today. And so we had, I don't know, 270, 280 entries combined from YouTube and Facebook. So I compiled all the names, put them in my random name picker, and I've got the winner, the number one winner, and then the alternates if they're not there. Because as you know, in any giveaway we do on Treasure Talk, you must be tuned in to win. And what you had to do was you had to enter a phrase, and the phrase this time was F Pulse whoop whoop. That's what you had to enter to get in on this giveaway. So what you have to do is we're going to call the name, and you'll have 3 minutes. You can either Facebook Messenger or text the numbers, Phil's number or my number, or on the bottom of the screen, and you'll have 3 minutes to do that. Text us with your name and you're here. Then, if you do that, then you must email treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. That's the only way I'm going to take the information. That way we don't have any screw ups. You have to email it to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. Email me your information. I'll get it to Russ. They'll get your pinpointer out to you. So, you ready to go here, Philip?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, here we are for the F Pulse woot woot. Okay, Dave Taylor, if you are watching, you just won a woot woot F Pulse. You got 3 minutes.
Who was it again?
Dave Taylor.
Dave Taylor. And what did he? What kind of F Pulse was that? What did you?
Woot woot.
Oh, my friend. So you have 3 minutes. Let's
Right.
get it done.
Kind of like, what day is it? What day is this? It's Treasure Talk Day.
Yes. And I guess Len Epstein is asking in some of his questions, is it an LiPo battery? The battery.
On the limited version, I'm sorry, on the non-limited, which will be out through the dealers, it will be a LiPo battery or LiPo battery. That battery will have a runtime, depending on frequency that you run it at of about 7.5 hours.
And will you be able to buy an extra battery for it, or?
You can, yes. So this battery can be charged. It goes down the tube of the unit, so you can buy 2 or 3 batteries, and that should get you through all day long.
24 hours of hunting if you want to.
Exactly. Yep.
Not me, but some people will want to do that.
Everyone's doing whoop whoop now.
Yeah, no, everybody's doing the woo woot on the Facebook.
That's good. Yeah. Well, he needs to make sure he texts.
No, he hasn't done it yet. No, he might not be here, Jeff, but he's got his time. And how about the shaft? Is it a carbon fiber, or what's it made out of?
It's not a carbon fiber shaft. It's a normal shaft like what we have on the CZ21.
So that's like a plastic or fiberglass? Is that what it is?
It's some sort of ABS, high impact. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know the exact material.
And then he's also asking about the cam lock. Is the cam lock, I don't remember on the shaft, is that the push pin cam lock like this other detectors?
Yes, but we also have an extra clip on the bottom of the can lock that secures everything in nice and tight. Because when you're in the water, it's there's a little bit more resistance there.
Right.
So it's an upgraded cam lock.
Okay, upgraded cam lock system. Okay, all right. Well, Jim Burkhart and Jeff, anytime you have to, just jump in.
Okay.
Jim Burkhart is asking, would Fischer have a new machine that can duplicate the accuracy of his older M-scope 1236X machines? When it comes to certain hunts, this machine is my old reliable when I go to seeded hunts. And I know for a fact it's a silver dime or coin when it's in the center. It sounded like somebody ringing through. Was that you, Jeff?
Yeah, he got it.
He got it.
Awesome! Congratulations.
Woot woot.
Yeah, good.
So I guess he's asking. He's saying his 1236X was real accurate on silver.
I hear that about that machine a lot. There are guys that swear by that machine. It's tough to compete with. We feel that the units that we put out are better. We never go backwards. We never try to match what we're at. We always try to go further. So that one you kind of have to, take with a little bit of a grain of salt, because there are some people that swear by these machines, and I think a lot of it has to be they've put a lot of time and effort into that detector.
That's exactly
They
what it is.
they speak that language. So
Yes.
yeah,
Because they've used that detector for 20 years, and they might have hundreds, if not 1,000 or more hours on it. And and I know what it is. Their ear has developed to that detector. And if you try to get them to change over to a new detector, unless they get rid of that old detector, they're not going to put the time in the new detector. And
exactly.
I think technology today is so much better. And I had a friend who has since passed away, but he used a 1266.
Hmm.
And he influenced me on relic hunting, and he showed me here in Tampa how he used on that detector. He used, I think it was a 3 or a 4-inch coil. I mean, the thing was like this. And he said, get the smallest coil you can get. Because where we were at, that's what we did 30 years ago to hunt an iron. You had to have the smallest coil so you could get in between it. You didn't have the fast detectors like we have today. So your ear will develop on the newer technology if you get rid of the old detector.
Exactly.
So come in and buy an F75, get rid of that old detector, and learn the F75, and you'll find even more stuff for sure. So Jeff,
True.
we have the winner then, right?
We do.
That's awesome.
Now he's just got to send his info.
He just got to email it to you. So remember what Jeff's got here. That email is on my picture, treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. Send the info.
Right.
Well, I don't know what that was, but
I don't know. Somebody's doing something. Somebody's got an alarm set.
yeah, it wasn't me. But let me keep going in my questions here. Do you have a date set for the next version of the Aquapulse or the Impulse AQ?
There is no date set for that. I'm hoping that it's late this year, early next year. That's what I'm hoping for. But that is not by any means a statement, from Fisher. That's just Russ hoping that it's then.
I'm hoping to, because I'd like to be using it. And I guess by then all the red tide will be gone, so we'll be able to get out in the water.
Yeah.
That was just a mess. So let me keep going here. Let you have something, Jeff.
Nope. Keep on.
Okay. And did you have a price set for the version, or is it available, the limited edition? Do you still have that one available now?
So the limited edition is available for $14.99. The upgraded and improved upon non-limited version does not have a price yet.
At this time yet. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But could people, if they wanted a limited edition, get one today?
You have to get on a list, and I know one of the guys on the screen here is number one on that list right now.
Hey, you gotta know somebody. You know what I mean?
You know somebody. Oh my goodness.
I know a guy that knows a guy.
All righty. Well, let me keep going here. This one is from Allison Walker, and she's saying, would you like a female to test it out up here in the Great White North? I'd be happy to oblige.
Yeah, we're always looking for testers, especially female. There's not a whole lot of female testers out there. So I have Allison get a hold of me with my email, russ@frsttx.com. We have gone through all the testing on this unit that we're going to do right now, but there are other units coming. There are a lot of things coming from Fisher. So I would love to have her contact information for future projects.
Yeah, she does. She's a friend of the show. She might be on here today. So Allison, if you are, just email Russ your information.
Yep.
he might need to use you. And let's see.
He knows how to woot woot too.
Yes. And let's keep going down my list here. And this one is actually from Allison also. Are there accessories available other than the, I guess you just have the 2 coils. Now, what about headphones? And are they hardwired, or are they are hardwired?
Yeah, so for this unit being a water machine, they are hardwired. There is extra battery packs available for the limited, and then there will be extra batteries available for the non-limited. And then, of course, we've got, different coil connection. That has a very interesting coil connection assembly. So we've got some accessories for that. It's basically designed so you're not breaking off your ears on the coils.
Oh,
That's very good.
Good thing.
And I have to tell you, I have to interject here. On a lot of waterproof headphones, they just don't fit well, and they're uncomfortable, and they, you can hear the wind and all the noise in it. With these headphones, they're very comfortable. They fit nice and snug, and you don't hear all the extraneous noise. You can hear nothing but the tones. So that's a major thing with waterproof headphones, I have to tell you.
So not to interrupt, but the headphones, are they similar to the ones on the CZ21?
They are very similar to them. We use the same design, but we improved on the acoustics of those headphones.
Okay, well, those are good anyway. The CZ21s, I love those. And
Yeah.
Now the coils, the person's going to be able to change the coil though, just not the headphones. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. And I'm sorry, when I said hardwired, the headphones can be changed out if you have the right connection. So let's say if the headphones go bad, you don't have to send the whole unit back. You can just get a replacement. We'll send you a replacement set of headphones. But so I was confused when we said hardwire. I was thinking wireless versus wired. They are wired, but not hardwired.
Okay, so they just got a waterproof connection. You just change them out.
Correct.
Yeah, you don't have to send the unit back to Fischer to get that.
Correct. Yes.
One question off of YouTube from AU Ron wants to know, how does the AQ hit on foil and chains, like gold chains and stuff? Because a lot of them won't pick up a gold chain.
Gold, a chain is tough. It will hit on it. But the chains are tough no matter what you have. But yes, it will definitely hit on any gold target harder than any other unit out there.
Yeah, chains are always tough to hit on with a detector.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a nice medallion on it, then you got it. But it's just tough.
Well, you need one of those big, thick ones about like that. It's about 24 karat,
Yes, absolutely.
and about 17 or 18 inches long.
And even those are tough too, just because of the nature of the way they've got the holes in each one of them.
Right.
So.
It does make that tough. So, did you have any other questions, Jeff?
2-minute warning.
Oh, you're giving me the 2-minute warning. How about you, Just? Do you have some on that?
So you can let people know.
Yeah, Jocelyn's here, of course. So if you have questions, real quick, we only got 2 minutes left. You got to get them over to her. But she's here, and thank you for doing that, Just, for sure.
I'm the guest.
You're the guest? You're the new guest. Okay, yeah, they're telling her she's the new guest. But I'm anxious to get my hands on one of the detectors, so the sooner that happens, the better, Russ. So just put that out there. And
I'm right there with you, Phil.
Yeah.
Right there with you.
Yeah, because I know a lot of my customers want deeper detection depth, and with a pulse and discrimination in the pulse, it's just it's going to be a no-brainer for them to have it. And we were for sure happy that you could come out, and hopefully we'll get you back in cooler weather when you're visiting your folks up in Hernando. And
I will definitely come back.
yes, and just a reminder, folks, we do have these guys in stock, so come in, check it out.
You have a lot of Fischer detectors in stock
Yes,
too.
we do. The F75, we have that in stock now. We didn't have it in stock before, but it's back in stock. And the F75 Plus. Can you give us a real quick rundown of the difference between those two?
the F75 and the F75 Plus.
Yes.
So the big difference between the F75, so we've got 3 in there. F75 LTD is going to have the black rods. It comes with a 5-inch coil and 11-inch double D coil. The F75 only comes with the 11-inch coil. It does not have boost or cache like the F75 LTD. And the F75 Plus has boost, and probably not giving away a secret, but it also has cache. So it is very much like the black LTD, except you're just not getting that 5-inch coil with that unit.
Right. And to explain to the folks what the boost and the cache gives to them.
So boost and cache is filtering with extra gain added, and it just makes that machine punch a lot deeper. It does come at a price though, because punching deeper means it slows the recovery speed down on that machine. So I would really just use boost or gain in times where I knew I was in clean ground, but it adds a lot of inches to that detector in good ground.
Okay. Yeah, here in Florida for relic and coin hunting, those detectors work excellent. We don't have any mineralization or anything. I know they work good in mineralized soil too, but for coin hunters and relic hunters, they're awesome detectors. And I think Jeff has given me the thumbs up that we got to finish up here. So let me say real quick, thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Russ, for doing our event here at the shop, and also for coming on the show here and giving away the F Pulse pinpointer, which is the best pointer on the market now. So come in and get one, folks.
I do appreciate the time. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jocelyn. It was a pleasure meeting you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys here again soon.
Nice meeting you, Russ.
Well, we certainly thank you very much, Russ, for taking time out. I mean, it was a hot day that Saturday, and you guys were right there all day long. You never stopped, you never slowed down, and we certainly appreciate that. And I think everybody had a real good time and learned an awful lot. We thank you for taking your time out tonight. Make sure you say hello to your lovely wife, Carrie, from us.
I will.
And next week, it's Treasure Talk, kicking it up, notches unknown to mankind.
All righty.
Check it out. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.
Hey, good night, folks.
Good night. Thank you.
Dig deeper. See you guys.